our soldiers from DRC, not because we don't want to support DRC. What M23 did to us is actually a declaration of war against South Africa. You cannot be killed like that and you don't respond. That is an act of cowardice. Because M23 should know that South Africa is not a place to play. The point I made on the withdrawal of soldiers was that we did not deploy soldiers who are well trained to go and fight the sophisticated soldiers of M23. We just deployed people and we call them soldiers, but they don't have bullets. The reason why our 9 soldiers were killed now is because the person who was appointed, a tender that was appointed to supply ammunition, did not supply ammunition, and our people got killed. The first time they got killed in ambush in their own base. If you had shot 9 American soldiers with that madness which is in the presidents of America now, they would have flattened you the following day. No one would have played jokes. People are playing jokes with the lives of our brothers, and we must not allow that. If they can't give them equipment, let them come back. They were the death before this one. The soldiers were telling me that there were actually 2 military helicopters in their base, but there is no pilot to fly those helicopters. The first and the last time they flew there, that's when they were taking them there. You've got some bit of air power, but you don't use it because there is just no capacity. So someone is sleeping, and what makes matters worse, they take Mam Angie to become a minister of defense after being a minister of sinkholes. I mean, this sinkhole started during her time. Now she's sinking the army now, after sinking Releborin.
African standby force.
There's a rejection of African standby force by the imperialist forces in the West because they benefit out of the instability of DRC and Africa in particular. If there is any country that was messed up right from the beginning, was DRC. They have been destabilizing that country for many years because they want those minerals in the DRC. They even created illegal landing strips to land in DRC, to steal directly from DRC and leave. There's nothing revolutionary about M23. Yes, we understand the dynamics of those who are found in that region and the leadership of DRC ill-treating them. But what is important is we cannot allow black-on-black violence. In whose interest is that? Why do you take up arms to kill other fellow Africans? So we should first stabilize DRC and support the SADC initiatives and support the UN intervention, because the stability of DRC means the stability of SADC, and the stability of SADC means the stability of our continent. So we should be concerned that there are problems in the DRC, and before they come to us, they have to be stopped in DRC. You don't wait for them to come to you for you to realize we have a problem. If they can do it in DRC, that will become a practice. And the African agenda is such that we have to go and help the people of DRC. But we must not do that to our own detriment. We have to deploy the best capacity we have. And if we don't have, let's confess we don't have it and withdraw. We may have the interest to defend, but we may not have the capacity. But children are going to die. Somebody's children are going to die, not only these ones.
So now that South Africa has escalated this situation and they're sending more troops, right, to the Goma area to combat this M23, when South Africa gets involved, you know BRICS is involved. And when BRICS is involved, you know Russia is involved. Who's behind Rwanda? Who's behind M23? I don't think they want that smoke, so that's why they're running. They're meeting, Peace Security Council, let's meet, let's find solution. And the madness is that they're considering the need for support from the UN. You want support from the UN? The same UN that are being kicked out of the DRC this year? That's the same UN that you're getting ready to call on to come and help? Are you under a spell? Is the Peace and Security Council of the AU under a spell? Or do you take us for fools? It has to be one or the other.
The front lines of the war in Congo, the city of Goma, is under attack. Goma lies near the border with Rwanda, and right now M23 rebels backed by Rwanda are advancing in on this city, where over 3 million people have been displaced, millions are without shelter, without food, bombs are raining down on civilians, people are desperate, children have lost their parents. People don't know what's going to happen from one minute to the next, and the international community is silent and looking away. We must put intense pressure on all of our governments to bring about lasting peace in this region that has seen war for the sake of capitalism for far too long. We know that Rwanda is being used to protect Western corporate interests in this region, and we have to be extremely vocal about that as well. If you see Congolese content online, engage with it. It might be in French. Repost, reshare, amplify Congolese voices. We're all fighting on the same side. Talk about Goma. Goma has to stand. Save Goma. Talk about Goma. Do not forget about the people of Congo. We all benefit from Congo's resources, and these people want to go back to their farms, go back and lead their peaceful, beautiful lives like they deserve to. Free Congo.
Quickly!
I mean, this has been a hotspot in the last 3 days of clashes while M23 cement their control of Goma. Mercenaries who surrendered their arms fled into the UN peacekeeping camp, and now they're being removed by M23 to take across the border to Rwanda. If Rwanda wasn't supporting you, could you have taken Goma? Could you have taken Goma without?
That is not true, my sister.
So Rwanda
Nous
hasn't
sommes
been...
une armée du Congolais. Nous sommes des Congolais. Nous nous battons pour une cause juste et noble. Nous sommes des Congolais. Nous ne sommes pas aidés par les Rwandais.
Congolese, but Rwanda's been helping you. Could you
No,
have
no,
done this
no, no,
without
no.
them?
Let's stop that. Let's stop that.
And that's the last foreign mercenary being handed over by the UN, broken but alive, and being handed over to Rwanda.
Central Africa is bleeding and it needs your help. I'm sure by now you've heard about the genocide that's been happening in the eastern parts of Congo. Now, the M23 rebel group backed by Rwanda wameteka nyara mji wa Goma. As we speak, huko ni chaos everywhere. Thousands are being left deceased and homeless. Now, we all know that Congo is one of the richest countries in the world, and common knowledge states that a rich country needs peace and stability in order to thrive. Ask yourself, Rwanda hawana gold mine hata moja, but wakona a fully functional gold refinery. Wewe ni hapo kuna mtu anagongewa, na si mayai, ni gold. The M23 rebels, led by Paul Kagame, are being used to protect Western corporate interests in this region, which means iwo imekuwa sponsored na walami. How can you kill 6 million people in the name of human rights? This is unacceptable and it has to stop. We all benefit from Congo's resources, so it's high time we stand up for them. Huenda hii simu unatumia ungekuwa unatumia smoke signal, kama si Congo. Let's amplify Congolese voices. If you come across content ya Congo, just repost and engage with it. Just imagine, when you thought resources were going to be a source of blessing, they turn out to be a source of your suffering. Our brothers and sisters are seeing hell on earth, and the East African community is still silent about this. In Africa, it's always black against blacks, not black for blacks. Sad but, sini life. All eyes are on Congo. My heart is with you. Free Congo.
Kufa ni kawaida. Basi kuko kifo kuzidia kunyanganywa nchi yako. Mwenye anakunyanganya nchi sana kuua nchi njo mtu. Ukaishi na hauna nchi utaishi wapi?
Afande, ndevu umeziacha kwa sababu kwa nini?
Magumu mengi sana. Tunaishi basi ndatosha ndevu namna gani? Ndevu siwezi kutoa kwa sababu nina hasira kubwa sana. Nikatoa ndevu nitakuwa nimekuwa muraha, ijapokuwa maisha yangu ni maisha ya magumu siku zote, mavita. Tumezala watoto muvita, watoto banagomala kuvita, bamoya bamekosa masomo, maisha yetu tunaishi kukimbia kimbia kila sana dakika. Mimi sitaki kujifurahisha kwa sababu mwenye anapenda kutosha ndevu ni mwenye anajifurahisha.
A friend of mine once corrected me when I said that in Africa there is corruption. He said, no, in Africa there is no corruption. Corruption presupposes there is some element of intelligence in theft. What we see in Africa is looting and theft on an industrial scale. They want to be described as honorable even when they are horrible. They acquire things which they have not worked for. They promise us things that they know they will never deliver. And there is no shortage of such men and women in the African continent.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mingi. All I want to say is Ruto must go. Like yesterday. Bye.
You like me, why them a fight me, you like me, chewing a bone, a bite it, you like me, chewing a bite it, don't like, power and you chop. When I touch them, when I touch them, even if we put them, when I touch them, you find not touch them, when I touch them, what they might not send them, in farm, I'm missing your husband.